Now this is the law of the overland that all in the west obey. A man must cover with his travelling sheep a 6-mile stage a day. But this is the law which the drover makes right easily understood. They travel their stage where the grass is bad, but they camp where the grass is good. They camp and they rabbit the squatters' grass, till never a blade remains, and they drift away as a white clouds drift from the edge of the Saltbush plain. From camp to camp and from run to run, they battle it hand in hand for a blade of grass and the right to pass on the track of the overland. For this is the law of the great stock route, which was written in white and black. A man that goes with his travelling mob must keep to the half-mile track. And the driver keeps the half-mile track and the runs where the grass is dead. But they spread their sheep on the well grass runs till they go with the 2-mile spread. So the squatter hurries the drover on from dawn to the fall of night. And the squatter's dog and the drover's dog get mixed up in a deadly fight. Yet the squatter's men, they hunt the mob, are willing the peace to keep. For the drover learns how to use their hands when they go with the travelling sheep. But this is the tale of the jackaroo that came from a foreign strand, and the fight that he fought with Saltbush Bill, the king of the overland. Now, Saltbush Bill was a droving tough, as ever the country knew. He had fought his way on the main stock route, from the sea to the big Barcoo. He could tell when he came to a friendly run that gave him a chance to spread, and he knew where the hungry owners were that would hurry his mob ahead. He was drifting down the 80 drought with a mob that could scarcely creep, when the kangaroos by the 1,000 starve is roughing the travelling sheep, and he came to another crossing place at the edge of the Wilga Run. When it's managed to feed for them, he said, half the mob is done. So he spread them out when they left the camp where they liked to go, till he grew aware of a jackaroo and a station hand in tow. So they set to work on the travelling sheep with many a stock whip crack. They forced them in where the grass was dead in the space of a half-mile track. So William played his hand of fate, must suddenly strike him blue, but he gets some grass for his starving sheep in the teeth of that jackaroo. So he turned and he cursed that jackaroo. He cursed him alive and dead, from the soles of his great unwilling feet to the crown on his ugly head, with an extra curse on the Moki's road, and the cur at his heels they ran, till the jackaroo from the horse got down, and he went for the roving man. With the station hand for his picker up, though the sheep ran loose and wild, they battled it out on the Saltbush plain in a regular prize ring style. Now, the new chum fought for his honour and sake and the pride of the English race, but the drover fought for his daily bread with a smile on his beard and face. He shifted round and he sparred for wind, and he made a lengthy mill. And from time to time his scouts came in and they whispered to Saltbush Bill, "We have spread the sheep with a 2-mile spread, and the grass is something grand. You must stick it out, Bill, for another round for the pride of the overland." The new chum made a rushing fight, though never a blow back home, till the sun rode high in the cloudless sky and it glared on the brick red loom. The sheep drew into the sheltered tree and settled them down to rest. Then the drover said he'd fight no more and gave his opponent best. So the new chum rode to the homestyle straight and told him the story grand of the desperate fight that he fought that day with the king of the overland. And the tales went home to the public school and the pluck of the English swell, how the drover fought for his very life, but blood in the end must tell. But the travelling sheep and the woolworth sheep were boxed on the old man plain. 'Twas a full week's work they drifted out and hunted them off again. With the good week's grass and the wretched hides and the cursed stockwick crack, they hunted them off on the road once more to starve on the half-mile track. And Saltbush Bill on the overland will many a times recite how the best day's work that he ever did was the day he lost the fight.